what makes the Esperanza community different from other emergency shelters? I'm like, people want to be here.
Yeah.
They have a safe and private place to be.
Atomic Souls podcast.
The client isn't going to authentically engage in that clinical work unless they trust you.
Yeah.
And it's the same thing, especially in homeless services, right? Because people have been have been failed by so many systems for so long that the homeless response system, we hear it all the time. I mean, now in the news, it's like you're always talking about the homeless response system. And folks feel like they're entering a system. They're tagged with a number. They're tagged with labels. They're told, this is your pathway through our system and out of homelessness. Yeah. And I don't buy it. I'm like, this is not system. This is not a conveyor belt of housing.
Right.
It doesn't work that efficiently. Unfortunately, it would be great if it did, if we could just put people on the conveyor belt and off to housing they went. But that's not how this works. And our clients know that, and they know that systems fail them because they treat them in that conveyor belt kind of way. And so we really try to do it differently at TOOF. It's like the first and most important thing is that you trust us and you want to be here, and that's something I've been saying a lot lately too, is like the emergency shelter system. And I've been asked, what makes the Esperanza community different from other emergency shelters? I'm like, people want to be here. Yeah. They have a safe and private place to be. They have fun things that are happening around them. They have a staff that's compassionate and builds meaningful relationships. They want to stay. And if you think about the traditional shelter setting where it's like, all right, you're in cot number 30 in this giant warehouse of 300 beds, it's like, I'm here because I have to be here.
I have nowhere else to go.
Right. And so there's also nothing holding me back from leaving. So never mind, I'm not going to stay here tonight or for this week. Yeah. And that's why shelters aren't effective. That's why the success rates of emergency shelter getting people to housing are so low. Yeah. Because people don't stay. That's the big factor. Can you get somebody to stay in shelter long enough for you to be able to problem solve with them a solution to homelessness? And we're able to do that at Esperanza.
So. I love that. I've admired that over the years that y'all are growing. It's like, that was like one of the hardest populations to build trust with. And so the fact that y'all are doing it and keep growing, I'm like, what are they doing out there? Like, that's amazing. And it sounds like it's focused on like the community and like treating them like a human, not like a cow going through like a processing facility. Like
Right. Well, and also building that trust and breaking, like, it's not so much that there is a part of us bringing them into our community, but it's just as much about them welcoming us into their community. Yeah. And I started doing I started doing homeless services in Austin back in 2009. I worked at the Austin Resource Center for the Homeless for the local mental health authority, integral care. And it was really my first gig outside of college. I had like a couple other little side gigs for a few months, but that was like my first job. Yeah. And let me take a step back first, because when I got a job at Integral Care, the local mental health authority, and I was doing social work, mental health counseling out in the community. Yeah. And one day I was in a team meeting with my fellow case managers and our supervisor. There were maybe 15 or 20 of us in the room. And my manager said, all right, guys, so we have an opportunity. The Arch downtown is asking that we put a case manager down at the shelter to help out there.
Just one.
Just one. And who wants to do it? And my hand, well, my hand flew up so fast. It was like there were magnets in my fingertips and the ceiling was made of metal. And I looked around in the room and no one else had raised their hand. Yeah. And I was like, well, shit. Like, what did I just get myself into? I had only been living in Austin for like 6 months. Like I didn't really understand the complexity of homelessness. I didn't know what I was getting myself into.
The intensity of that facility.
But I went and I went down there and I did the work. And within the first like 3 to 4 weeks, I was like, oh my gosh, this population of people is incredible. Yeah. The compassion that they have for one another, like the way they band together.
Yeah, it's
and
a bond
and I mean, it's unfortunate circumstances, right? I mean, they're all in survival mode, but some of the most beautiful characteristics of humanity come out in adversity, right? And so just seeing that on full display in emergency shelter was it drew me to that population. And I was like, these are my people. Like they're weird. They're, unpredictable. Yeah. It keeps things interesting, but also like at heart, these are just incredible human beings with great potential. Yeah. And I loved it. And I still do. Yeah. Just love working with those folks. And so I feel honored that they let me in.
You're in the community.
Yeah. And so it's nice to have that two-way connection.
I feel that because when I first got out of grad school myself, I did not want to do addiction work. I was like, nope, it's too chaotic. I don't want to touch that. But I have a heart for like human trafficking victims. And I was just naive and didn't understand that addiction is a big part of that.
Right.
I just focused on like trauma and like worked in a DV shelter. And so I got my first like full-time job was on a detox unit at Rock Springs. And I was like, I love these people. Like I vibed with it as well. I was like, oh, I feel like welcomed into the community. I was like kind of like they tend to be black sheep of the family. And I was like, I vibe with that. And then I realized quickly that like addiction is a big part of trafficking.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, like I get it now. And so it's wild what like the universe will just like set in your path.
Right.
Just say yes. And it like, it'll work out.
Yeah. No, and it's I think there's like a forced authenticity that happens too with people in recovery too.
Yeah, they can call bullshit, just like the homeless population.
Yeah, and they're not going to open up. So you're going to be, if you don't allow your true self to shine in those environments, like you're not going to have good outcomes, and it'll catch up pretty quick.
Yes, that's what I was coaching our therapist in recently because one girl has such good client retention. I was like. And she's kind of like the black sheep of the group. Like she's not the strongest clinician, which we love her. But she's the personality, right? And so she has the strongest retention rate, which is huge. And her clients are making big moves and like growing and doing the skills and want to do like EMDR and trauma work. And so Monday I was like, what's your secret? Like, tell us, like, let's dive into it. Let's break it down. And so we did. And she was like, oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. Like, no, this is amazing.
Right.
But it is that relationship. And she's authentically her. And like, she'll go smoke a cigarette 15 feet away from the door.
Right.
With the people. And so it's like, she's building relationships. And she's like, pretty genuine and like loves to laugh or like encourage like playing music and stuff like that. And so it's hard to like, you have to like realize that early on. And, like, let that guard down.